Hi everyone! Today's video is going to be all about foam rolling. I love foam rolling. It really helps break up those knots, create a lot more blood circulation, and helps you either warm up or recover faster. Okay, so for today's video, I am going to be using this one. Okay, so when I started foam rolling, I started on this one, and lately I have been on this one. Okay, so it's a little rougher. You can see these edges. Okay, it breaks it up a little bit more, and it is a little bit more painful, so I would suggest starting on this one, which is just foam. You can also get smaller ones like this, if that's something you prefer. I also like little gadgets like this where you can roll. I like to roll out my quads if I have any extra knots. And this little guy right here with all the little spikes, amazing for knots in your shoulders, calves, back, anything like that. So lots of toys to play with. Well, for today's video, we are going to do this long one. I'm going to go do the whole back side of me from my neck all the way down, and then we'll flip over and do the front. All right? So grab your foam roller or order one. All right. So it's easier to do without a mat or just do it on a rug. So I'm going to start with my neck. Okay, I'm just going to place this right on my neck, and then I'm just going to hold it so it doesn't move around. And I'm just going to slowly roll my head side to side. And I can already feel the tension right in my skull. Oh, it feels amazing. You don't realize how much tension you hold up there. And that's all you do, just back and forth. It's great to release that tension. It feels amazing. Okay? Especially if you get a lot of headaches back there too. And then next I'm going to move on to upper back. So I'm just going to roll it. Okay, so right mid shoulder blades, kind of like where your bra line is. And then I'm going to bring my hands back here. I'm going to use my hips to roll back and forth. And I can roll all the way up to my neck. Okay, all the way up to my neck. But do not roll on your neck, okay? That's just way too fragile. Get a bit better shot here. So I'm going to roll back and forth, okay? And it's amazing. And today's, I'm using this for a warm-up today. So I have my sneakers on, and I'm going to go for a run after. But you can also use this for a cool down or just do it for a good recovery day, okay? I would do anywhere from 5 to 10 rolls per position, okay? So then you're just going to go back here. And this one, you can just roll side to side. If that feels too unstable, I want you to open the chest and go side to side. So again, this is still hitting your upper back. I don't suggest foam rolling lower back. I just don't think that it's something that you need to do. So we're going to skip that lower back. We're going to move right on to our glutes, okay? So again, moving down the body, I'm going to start with the top part of my glutes. Okay, rolling back and forth. Again, we want to do like 5 to 10 rolls. So you notice how I'm putting all my body weight on one side, okay? So 5 to 10. Move around, you feel some tightness or it's a little painful. Get into those spots. You might even feel bumps. Try to roll on those bumps. Okay, then I'm going to move down to my hamstring. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do this. So I can do a single leg like this. Okay, so I'm using my other leg to help me a little bit, and it's not so much pressure on my upper body. Or I'm just going to use put both legs up here, so it's a little bit more strenuous on my upper body, so depending on what you got going on. Okay, but also notice, look at all this core activation I've got going on here, right? That's another reason I love the foam roller for. Okay, and then I'm going to move even further down to my calves. So again, I can do single leg, right? I can do a single leg just like this. But when you do your calf, you want to make sure that you turn your foot in, turn it straight up, and turn it out so you hit all the way around that calf. Okay, a little bit more challenging again, but you're going to get more weight on the calves, but also more weight on your shoulders, is both. Okay, so a little more challenging here, and I tend to get knots in my calves. I do a lot of foam rolling on my calves. Is do a single leg where you fold the leg over, and this is where it gets a little bit more challenging, but you're going to get really good results and roll back and forth, and you're really going to feel it. Good job. So that takes care of the back side of us. Now we're gonna move on to the front. So the front, okay, I'm going to start with the front hips and my hip flexors, okay? And I'll show you how to hit these from 2 different angles. So from the front, okay, I'm just gonna put it right there where my hip flexor is, and then roll back and forth. You'll feel it. It feels like a tight band, okay? So do 5 to 10 on each side. Then you can also move it this way. I find, especially with my female clients at the gym, they always tell me that they'll practice this one at home. So you might not want to do this one at the gym, it's fine, but now we're at home, you can do it at home, okay? So I like to call it like a chicken wing. So you just stick that knee all the way out to the side, and I'm just gonna roll back and forth. Let me get a better shot move back here. I like this one too. You really get into that inner thigh. So if you notice my legs coming way out, okay? And then do the other one. I'll get in position this way. So that leg's just gonna come out like a chicken wing, right? You can tell I like chicken wings, and then roll back and forth and get a little better shot of the angle of my leg. But again, look at all this core activation. This leg is off the ground. I just love it. It's so good for so many different reasons. All right, so now we're gonna get the side. You know, you can already hear my heart rate's coming up, right? It's great, so good. All right, so I'm gonna get the side. I'm gonna start with my hip. Okay, I'm gonna go up and down my hip. Really gonna feel it. And then I'm gonna move my arm a little bit more forward, and then get the more side of my leg, getting into my IT band. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna get the other side. And again, I'm just making this short so this video is not super long for you. But I'll usually slow it down a little bit more, get a little bit more into each body part. So again, I do the hip, and sometimes I'll turn a little, get the hip flexor from a couple different angles. And then I'll move more down the leg. Good. All right. So we got the backs, we got the sides, we got inners. So now we're gonna get those tops, okay? So getting those quads. So you're just gonna lay on it like this, and then roll back and forth. I also like to bend my legs and then lengthen them. It just feels a little bit different. And you can also put your body weight lean on one leg and get more into that quad. Lean on the other leg, get a little bit more into the quad. Woo, I feel a lot more. Got some knots up there. I know I'm going to be doing some foam rolling. Moving on down the legs. I get cranky knees, and I like to put my knees right on the foam roller, okay? And I put my hands here, and I just wiggle them back and forth. It just makes them feel good. And then got a little shin action going on, and you're just gonna roll back and forth, okay? But again, look at this position that you're in. Isn't this amazing? Like all the core work you're doing, and you're foam rolling. So it's very multifunctional. I love it. And this just feels amazing, especially if you tend to get shin splints when you run a lot. Good job. And then one more stretch I want to show you. It doesn't really have anything to do with the foam roller, but I like to finish too when getting into my calves and using it for like a warm-up. So I just sit here on one leg, put my weight here in my heel, and this is great if you tend to get really tight calves, and then roll forward and then back, and then roll forward and then back. Okay, do that a few times on each side. You can do as much as you want. I sometimes will find, I'll do this as my tight side today. I'll find that tight spot and I'll just hold it and breathe through it, and then release it. Hold it, and then release it. So practice that. Get a foam roller. It will really help you. And it'll help you with your warm-ups. It'll help you with your recoveries. And then when that becomes a little easier, get this bad boy and get into those knots, and you'll feel so much better. All right, I hope you like this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and have fun rolling it out.